John Kelly will be leaving, but I don't know if I can say retiring, but he's a great guy. John Kelly will be leaving at the end of the year.
After months of speculation, White House Chief of Staff John F. Kelly has parted ways with the Trump administration. When retired Marine General John Kelly was hired as President Trump's Chief of Staff in July 2017, onlookers thought that he would bring discipline and order to the rumored chaos within the White House.
General Kelly came in and he made a number of changes. He came in saying his goal was not to control the president, it was to control the people and information flow to the president. So basically set up very clear lines of how you get the president on the phone, how you get in to see the president in the Oval Office, and what sort of information ends up on the president's desk. So for instance, no actual fake news under General Kelly should end up on Trump's desk in the Oval Office.
He's also created a new system throughout the West Wing and really throughout the White House of enforcing order in the policy process. So there are new mechanisms by which advisors help influence policy debates. Meetings are scheduled, and it's a much more structured, rigorous environment.
I do think bringing in General Kelly was an acknowledgement by the president, by his family, by his top advisors that the West Wing did need some real discipline in order to better serve the president.
There have been a number of White House departures under Kelly's leadership, many instigated by Kelly himself. The major road bumps in Kelly's tenure began in October 2017, when he firmly stood by President Trump's handling of a conversation with a grieving widow of a soldier.
He knew what he was getting himself into because he enlisted. There's no reason to enlist. He enlisted.
John Kelly was feuding with a congresswoman who had been close to the family of the soldier. He offered an untrue account of what this congresswoman had said at a ceremony in Florida. It was pointed out it wasn't true. John Kelly didn't back down. He said he would never apologize.
And the congresswoman stood up, and in the long tradition of empty barrels making the most noise, stood up there and all of that.
And everyone knows when you go to war, you could possibly not come back alive, but you don't remind a grieving widow of that.
And ever since that moment, that's kind of been John Kelly's MO, to not apologize, not back down.
In February 2018, some speculated that Kelly would be ousted after he defended White House aide Robert Porter, who had been accused of domestic violence. To make matters worse, Kelly had known about those accusations months before they were made public.
John Kelly in particular said that his statements about Rob Porter's integrity still applied. Everything that we know about this suggests that John Kelly wanted Rob Porter to stay on, wanted him to fight these allegations, and even up until the moment that Porter actually did resign, John Kelly was trying to get him to stay on board.
In July 2018, these facial expressions by Kelly made headlines. They became symbolic of Trump making remarks that even his chief of staff was uncomfortable with. The White House outwardly defended Kelly's leadership until the very end.
General Kelly is doing a fantastic job.
He says that General Kelly is doing a great job and that he has full faith in him.
There has been such false reporting about our relationship.
He's doing an outstanding job.
We have a great relationship. He's doing a great job as Chief of Staff. I could not be more happy, so I just